What is going on, everybody? It's Jamie and welcome to the channel Thrift on Fire. Today is going to be a what's sold video. What's sold for me recently on eBay and Poshmark. I'm obviously still relisting my eBay store. Okay, how far am I? As of this morning, I was at 236 listings, and that was actually all of my clothing, all of my shoes, basically everything in the bins here and the racks. Now, just so you know, I think on Poshmark, I probably have about 400 active listings roughly. So there's, 140 to 150, 160, somewhere in there, listings that did not make it to eBay. Okay, so if it's in a Poshmark bin, it means it's on Poshmark only. If it's an eBay bin like this, it means it's probably on eBay and Poshmark. That just helps me when I go to find the items to know, where to delist it. That's it. So I'm trying not to mix any of those up. That will make things a lot better for me. I have started moving hard goods as well. We've moved some cassettes over there, some posters. I actually sold a poster right when I relisted it, which was pretty cool. These bags, these blankets, all those have been relisted. So I'm starting to get into the hard goods. I'm hopefully going to be closer to about 300 listings by the end of tomorrow. I'm going to show you, like I said, what had sold for me recently over this week. Some days are better than others for sure. But it's kind of to be expected, right? I'm just sort of moving. If you guys aren't sure what I'm doing, I took my entire eBay.com store and we're moving it back to eBay.ca. The whole reason for me doing that is so I can control the shipping. If I want to be able to ship international or to the US, I can either turn that on or off on the .ca store. On the .com store, there's no way to exclude the US, so I couldn't have my listings live because right now it's tricky to ship to the US. With all of, with the de minimis being gone and all the new tariffs in place and all that stuff. I did ship one order to the US. We will talk about that when we get that far here. But before we do that, I want to talk about one thing. I'm sure it's not a big surprise to you guys that I'm a big fan of Posh Sidekick. Currently, I haven't listed on Poshmark in a couple of weeks because of what I'm doing, but it's still doing all my sharing. I have been still doing auctions. I've been tweaking my prices slightly. That's about what I've been doing on Poshmark. But other than that, I really credit any Poshmark sales I get to my automation. Now, being what I'm doing right now, it's not like I can't show you, crazy numbers based off of this, but I am still using it. I plan on still using it. And I also started using Pulse. We talked about that in a last video. I'll throw up how I have mine set up right now. The problem is it's too new for me to give you any a real opinion on it. I'm trying it out now, so I'll let you know in about a month or so. Although this month is kind of a little bit muddy with my vacation coming up, how it's working. The other thing that I like about Sidekick is that you can automate more things in eBay, like a relisting feature where you can relist old items. Although my listings are too new, I like to have mine set up at about 20 days. So I have to wait about 20 days for, to start relisting again. You can set it up for like 7 or less, something like that. But I kind of like my listings to be at least 20 days old before they're relisted anyway. But if you want to give Posh Sidekick a try, link in the description down below. So now these sales are from this past Thursday to when I'm filming this, which is Wednesday. So about roughly a week worth of sales on my card store, my main eBay store, and my Poshmark store. So we're going to start off with Thursday. I sold 4 cards on my eBay.ca card store, $18 total for the day. Friday, we sold 1 card for $15 and 1 Pink Floyd t-shirt on eBay. That shirt went for $50, so that gives us about $65 in sales on Friday. Okay, Saturday, looks like we made a Poshmark sale, a pair of On Clouds. Now, actually, I bought these for my wife, and she didn't like the way they fit, so I listed them online, and they sold pretty quickly for $46. eBay, we did sell a jacket. So eBay.ca, we sold a jacket, an OV beer jacket, a vintage one for $27. And then 4 cards in the card store for $24.25, giving us a grand total of $97.25 for Saturday sales. Moving on over to Sunday. On Poshmark, we did sell a team hoodie, Team Canada is what I meant to say. Team Canada hoodie for $32. 2 cards in the card store. One was a Cal Maker limited card. I think I auctioned it off, and we got $62.51, and then another card for $15.50. So grand total of Sunday sales is $110.01. Monday, we sold 7 cards Monday, some lower value cards $31 in card sales. Poshmark sale, a pair of boots for $50. These were UGG boots that came from the Goodwill bins. They were part of the $5,000 to $5,000 flip challenge, which is officially dead. I hate to tell you guys that, but I just can't see continuing on with that. The golf clubs I have left, there's a bunch of cameras back here that I bought for that. All stuff that won't really sell well for me in my current business model. So maybe we'll try another challenge like that in the future. But for now, with everything else going on, that challenge is dead. Next, we're going to Tuesday sales. So Tuesday, it looks like we sold one card for $3. Okay. A Darien Lake vintage t-shirt on eBay sold for $18, and a Robert Graham short sleeve button up sold for $36.07. Now that one was to the US. The buyer did pay about $40 roughly in shipping. I shipped with UPS. I don't know how that whole process is going to go. I haven't, it's supposed to be there on the 4th of September. I'm filming this on the 3rd. Last time I checked, it was still in Canada. So I don't know how that's going to go. I will update you to see if that becomes a problem. But yeah, calculated shipping, eBay charged them $40. At the moment, I have not refunded them any of their money back because I don't know what'll happen or if it'll just get there and that'll be the end of that. But I'll update you when I know more. Wednesday, so today's sales for me anyway, a pair of Rush Wilson kids shoes. I'm gonna fly zipping around my head. These shoes came from a pallet buy that I did, Restock Canada, a long time ago. That's been a couple years ago now. These were a pair of kid shoes, brand new in box, left over from that. $30 Canadian. 2 cards on the card store for $14.49. And I just relisted today a Slipknot poster. I picked this up last summer. I went and seen Blink 182 and Slipknot in Toronto in the same weekend. We flipped the Blink poster really quick. We bought 2 of them. We kept one and flipped one at the show. And I did the same thing with the Slipknot poster. We didn't keep one. I bought it with the intention to flip it for about $50 roughly. Had it listed much higher. When I relisted today, it was at $140 plus shipping, and it sold within about 5 minutes of me relisting it. So I obviously had it listed way too high. Somebody was excited that I had listed it right around the 140 mark. That's, about, what did I say? I paid about $50 for it, so $140 Canadian plus shipping. Happy with that for sure. And yeah, that pretty much rounds out our sales. I think this number's off by about $5 roughly. I just noticed when I was reading these back, there was something that I missed by about $5, but we're looking at around $610 roughly in sales over this past week. Obviously, there's fees on that. It's all plus shipping. That's just how much everything sold for. But, based off of less than 300 things listed on eBay, I have a lot of cards listed, but it varies between $3 and $90 in a day, so it's hard to say what's going to sell over there. And my eBay sales are starting to come back a little bit, so that's good. All in all, pretty happy with the amount of listings I got up and the amount of sales that I've got this week so far. A little bit of good news coming from eBay this past week as well. The international shipping program is coming to Canada. Essentially, there's going to be a hub, I believe, in Toronto. You ship your item to the hub, they take care of the rest. If it works anything like the US-based one, once it hits the hub, you're paid. eBay does the rest. There are no returns, as long as, you're not trying to scam in some way, like a broken product or something. But if you send your item to them and they ship it off, end of story, you get paid no matter what. That's my understanding of it. I could be off by a bit, but US sellers that I've watched talk about it, that's pretty much how they explain it. It's a great program. It helps you get a lot of sales that you might not get otherwise, and it couldn't come at a better time with all the new stipulations at the border and stuff between Canada and the US. I think it's going to be a really welcome addition to my business for sure. Hopefully we can get some international sales. eBay has gave you the option to opt out. If you do not want to be a part of it, you can opt out of it. So you don't have to do this, but I do think if you are a Canadian seller that was selling into the US, this is going to be a good opportunity for you for sure. The other thing we'll talk about quick, I'm about a week away from my vacation. I mentioned my wife and myself are going to Paris on a sort of 10-year wedding anniversary, but a week away from that. So hopefully I can get one more update video up for you guys. Yeah, and then when I get back, I'm probably going to work diligently about trying to get all the rest of my stuff listed before, you know, the big push for Q4, right? I don't think it's going to be a good Q4 this year anyway. Personally, I could be wrong. I hope I'm wrong, but I just kind of see this being a mediocre year overall. There's just been so many things going on the negative side of things. And obviously my sales aren't super great right now either. This is definitely going to be a down year, but you know, there's going to be ups and downs always in business. So you can't really worry about it too much right now. I am in a situation where I'm okay. Like I think I mentioned in another video, I'm okay for about a month not making consistent sales because I plan on sort of having a down month here in September anyway. But I think we're going to end this one here. We're going to pick this up, hopefully one more video before I do leave for an extended period of time here. But if you guys do like videos like this, please give it a big thumbs up. If you're not subscribed to the channel, please consider subscribing for more content. We'll see you guys soon.